Why should customers purchase your gig? In this lesson, we'll provide some tips and best practices for writing a winning description. As we discussed previously, you need to frame your gig from your customer's perspective. What do they need, and how can your gig provide it? The secret to a killer description is to be concise, truthful, answer as many questions as possible, and create a call to action for customers to buy. A great way to think about a Fiverr description is to use the AIDA model: attention, interest, desire, and action. These 4 things can have a profound impact on how fast you get sales. Let's take a closer look. First, you want to attract attention. Catch your customer's eye with your expertise, major projects you've worked on, or even your business model. You want to get them reading and keep them reading as fast as possible. Second, maintain interest. Once you have their attention, don't lose it. Double down on your credentials and expertise. How is your business better positioned than the competition? Third, create desire. Why will purchasing from you solve their problems? What kind of versatility or competitive advantage will your skills give them? How will your workflow make things easy for them? The first 2 steps show why you're a credible seller. Creating desire tells customers why they need to buy now. We recommend listing your workflow process as a bullet point list to make things clear and punchy. List what your gig contains and what it doesn't. Letting your customers know what you don't offer is just as important as listing what you do. Then nail it and take action. Clarify what your main offering is and ask for your customers to place an order. Don't be afraid to say, place your order. It's no secret or psychology that some people need a little push in the right direction. You're talented. That's why you're on Fiverr. Go for it. Let's take a look at a great description. You can pause this video and take a minute to review this description. Let's reference this against our AIDA model. This description attracts attention by emphasizing the seller's 25 years of experience and wealth of expertise. The seller then maintains interest by talking about how they can easily fine-tune work that doesn't need complete overhaul, or customers looking for rewrites, which puts this seller ahead of others who may just spell check and put the work down. Then, jumping right into it, the seller creates desire, stressing competitive price points, and walks through bullet point lists of what they do and what they don't do, giving complete clarity to all customers. Finally, the seller takes action by asking customers to order now. Creating a killer description is that simple. The next example, on the other hand, is not so good. It's a description for a writing service, but it's filled with errors, feels dysfunctional, lacks confidence, and doesn't clearly define what the customer should expect. Take a look. With things like the AIDA model and strong call to action in mind, see how immediately you could tell why this second example wasn't very good. The first line says, "Are you looking for a professional proofreader?" when the customer is already looking at the seller's proofreading gig. This is not the best way to attract attention. This description will not maintain interest due to the grammar and spelling errors. Would you purchase proofreading services from someone who clearly hasn't proofread their work? Nothing here creates desire. The seller spends time saying they'll refund the customer if they don't like the outcome. That's telling the customer that they could be setting themselves up for failure by ordering. How undesirable. This seller does tell the customer to place an order, but the last 2 lines tell the customer to message the seller twice, and that the seller will respond as soon as possible. This should be assumed. If you're a professional, you're always responding as soon as possible. The seller will be better off simply by saying, "Order now," just one time at the end, and leaving it to the customer to place an order. Remember to always be direct and speak with conviction. People respond to positivity, and people always buy when they're motivated. How else can you build out your gig to be attractive? Let's look at gig images and videos in the next lesson.